Welcome back to our match of the week, heading into game number 2. As that is the colorful, beautiful city in Chongqing. We're here in Shanghai, of course. I'm Hysterics. This is Barento Raz Muhammad. And Meiko gets MVP.
There we go.
Yes.
Give it to him.
Good luck, slide.
Oh, and he's happy about it, too.
So happy, yeah. 2-2 and 14. Now, that's the score of a man who set us up from minute 3. Or rather, minute 1.
Yes, minute 1, my friend. That double binding just didn't stop.
Yeah.
It just kept hitting. Always found his target. This was my favorite part, of course. Even though I felt like Duan and Asura played this one out as well as they could, I'm sorry. Your jungle and mid laner are not fast enough.
Yep.
You're going to die on that one. Well-orchestrated bottom lane dive. They just kept happening, and so take a look at this. I talked about the weak 2v2 coming in from SofM and Plex, and when they finally took the fight, you saw what was a far stronger and outmanned, honestly, composition EDG had to fight back.
How does that hit?
You know,
on a different note?
You gotta have to have it. They all hit.
And it was just, binding after binding, really a Meiko highlight reel where you mentioned the mid 2v2, well, Scout and Jiejie, always the follow-up, and it was easy as that.
It was always that curse. I mean, the vision control was what mattered most.
Yeah.
The control around the Baron side was just a constant point of pressure, and LNG had to constantly respect it. So LNG is going to be coming into this one thinking we need wave clear number 1 to be able to combat all of this. If a lot of the real pressure is like if you get that rolling at you, then you need to be able to hard shove out mid lane to pull them out. They didn't have an Azir, didn't have a Sivir. They just had a very sad Ezreal and I'm forgetting the champion. No, not Yuumi.
Ezreal.
It's always so many new champions coming out about me. Yes, Zoe.
Zinzao.
Zoe and Yuumi were literally like, the fact that it rhymes really put my, mind in the gutter. This champion right here.
Zoe and Yuumi rhymes.
Yeah.
Zoe, Yuumi.
Yes.
Rhymes.
Yes.
Zoe, Yuumi.
You're out of it. I'm not going to have this conversation with you if you literally cannot hear your own words. But it took me a while to get the words out of me. So at the end of the day, Zoe was putting in a lot of work and a great poke, but wasn't able to at least have the wave clear necessary for the team to get it going to, at least contest for Baron pressure.
Okay, sorry, I just had to write that down. But moving on, like EDG, I think it's you. Zoe was the defining factor of that game, right? Was the defining factor of that game. In the end. For
LNG, I agree.
Yeah.
For LNG, it was definitely whether the sleeping trouble bubble would land, and a lot of those pokes came through.
However, towards the end of that game, you got into the choke, and EDG just forced their way through. I think it speaks to, like, Jiejie as a jungler, how you laugh. It doesn't rhyme! Zoe, Yuumi. Zoe, Yuumi. Zoe, Yuumi. You messing with me? Zoe, Yuumi. A lot of people right now very angry,
you're
angrily
never going to be a rapper in your lifetime.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Can't even literally tell what rhymes just because it ends with a different letter
No,
doesn't mean that
it's not about the letter.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's about the change.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home. I apologize to the people who are right now probably spamming and getting pretty angry, but
at him on HystericsCast on Twitter. If you, I'm not saying follow him, but definitely send some messages.
That's how I lose followers, and I don't have enough as it is.
Send some messages.
This is sad. So coming into game 2, what do you expect, Raz? Let's take it a better direction.
I was still a pretty good direction. I said back on, I would say wave clear, because it's fine to be behind in early kills, and that's completely all right, especially if you're behind in tempo. But being able to claw yourself back into the game, it shouldn't be as difficult as this.
Sure.
And a lot of the times this game was dictated by, sure, bot lane was under threat. There wasn't enough, like a fast enough protection in from SofM in particular to keep them up.
Yep.
They just were continuously falling. So I do not expect Ezreal and Yuumi to come in together. I do expect that. I think Zoe is completely fine. It's more so if you're going to be having the Ezreal. I mean, if you're going to have the Yuumi, bring in the Sivir. I think the Sivir is going to be great.
Yep.
Go towards a Lucian, which I think is fantastic
alone,
as well. Because, you just have to be a strong enough team to be able to find that pressure on the map. At least push back that level 1 that we saw.
Yeah, because for a side of LNG, like, their focus in that game, you could see it was towards the top side, right? You keep smiling at me like, it doesn't. I swear, it doesn't. The top side was stronger, and as LNG enter the stage, there's got to be an app. Someone send me an app for something that rhymes. For something something that looks at rhyming words. Zoe, Yuumi. Really?
No, you're done. You're done. You're
My
done,
career's
son.
over.
It's over. You're never going to
You
be a
just ruined
wordsmith,
my
and now you've
career.
accepted it. It's over. You can't be a wordsmith. You can't be
I've either got the title for
a writer.
the
You can't
dumbest
be anything.
play-by-play,
You
or
can't be
now
a poet.
the most
Do you
correct.
understand that you cannot? You can't be a poet anymore.
You think I care?
You cannot.
You think I ever wanted to be a poet?
I'm just saying that's not even a possibility anymore.
What would you put me as a caster? A poet before?
Nope.
No.
You can't be a poet.
rapper?
You can't be a rapper now.
No.
What kind of? I don't know, man. It's gonna be
What
hard.
am I? I'm having an identity crisis.
Just because Zoe and you.
It doesn't rhyme.
It does. You don't even have to be that type of rapper that stretches or tries to rhyme the same word with itself.
Zoe,
because
Yumi.
that just works.
Yeah, okay. They have the same sounding towards the end, but not that same.
That's literally the point
no,
of rhyming.
no, but
That is
you know
literally
what I mean.
the point.
Zoe Yumi.
All right, buddy.
Oh, the more I say it, the worse it gets.
The more you say it, the more I'm about to cuff you and put you in prison.
In our match of the week, let's see if we see a Zoe or Yumi once again.
You're done here.
Nah, I'm done. I don't think we'll see the same matchup again. We've seen a lot going through the mid lane throughout, and I'm just ready. I'm just going to take a different direction and say, I want the Kiana. I want the Mordekaiser.
If a Kiana is going to come out, I expect it to be Scout that picks it up.
Yeah.
I really do. I think he's always the type to pick up a champion quickly, and he's always been an excellent assassin type. So it's definitely down his wheelhouse. And if he throws into the top lane, then Jinoo is going to be the type of player too. I think they're all, you know what? All four of these players.
They would pick it up.
Flandre, for sure, Flandre. Like, that man just always wants to find a new dynamic in lane, a new edge, wants to always find something. I remember watching him perform on, Snake when they were in the LSPL, and he was that type of person saying, not a lot of people are picking up Fizz right now. I'm going to play AP Fizz top.
Oh, yeah. Like, what, 2015, 2014?
Yeah, and so, like, his growth as a player, he's been with LNG/Snake since its inception.
Has not missed a game as well.
Exactly.
Ever.
He has been with them since the beginning of time, and he's actually changed himself slowly. Like, when he first came into the LPL, he became that dirty meta player, and I was sad. He became the Maokai, and I was like, really? Is this what we're doing to our man right now? And then as his career went onwards, the team really, and of course as players went in and out on that team, they really started to let him go, play what he wants. The Vladimirs, the Akalis that we see so frequently, the Spellbook meta that we saw in 2018 was his meta.
Yeah.
And so that's what you love to see. I want to see whenever there's a new champion coming in. Mordekaiser is a great example of that.
Yeah.
You want to see it in the hands of Flandre.
I don't want to see the Kiana the Mordekaiser matchup just in the top lane. I mean, I think that's exceptional. Jinoo still hits that same merit as well. Remember, both these top laners have very wide champion pools. Like, out of any top laners, excuse me, in the LPL, Jinoo, Flandre, up there as well as Gimgoon, Zoom has a pretty wide champion pool. These are the top tier players, in their individual role that are coming up in this matchup. Just not top tier teams, as well as, top in the mid lane, jungle.
A lot of the times, both these teams are built to, have their lanes succeed.
Yeah.
They're not the type of teams that have, unfortunately, I would say, for LNG, they're not the type of teams to, like, put the ball in the court of the junglers and have them roll. They're changing to be that type.
Yep.
But a lot of the time, SofM is like, let me get Flandre going. Or if you're EDG, certainly you want to be able to get Icon and Scout moving. So I want to see what we can get out of here. Already EDG giving a lot of respect to Flandre by taking out that Akali.
We'll see if things can change here in game number 2. For LNG onto the red side, EDG blue this time around. So we're swapping things over. The Akali, the Meiko band, Yumi as well. We've gotten rid of one of those keywords, which is great for me. The Lux, Karma, and as well the Death Man hitting up the first ban for LNG. Good to see the priority on the Phantom ban that's been coming through a lot of our LPL games recently.
Ooh, and a Tahm Kench would put us in line with a lot of that priority in the LCK as well.
Yeah.
LS would say Sir Thomas Kench.
Sir Thomas Kench.
Sir Thomas Kench coming in for EDG. It's been a great one for Meiko as well. I mean, this team has done a lot of great work with semi-globals. So the fact that they're able to get that to the hands of Meiko, it's going to work out for them. I wonder if they combine that with the Ashe.
Oh yeah, the Comet Ashe with Trinity Force and Essence Reaver has been a personal favorite of mine that's also transitioned over here. The Irelia first pick on red side for LNG, which Plex has been exceptional with and untrusted in Flandre's hands as well.
There are multiple reasons why that build works out so well. Not just the lower cooldown the cooldown reduction that you're able to get off that build, but also just the Sheen proc empowering your frost shot. So if you get, volley, if you auto attacks as well, Sheen really does buff up the crit damage as well.
Yep.
So that's a nice bit to Ashe. I doubt we'll see it. I mean, it's just not iBoy style. So if they force him to pick it up, then great. Like, excellent. We can talk about it.
Yep. Okay. We'll keep that in the back of our mind. Jiejie. Sylas is available for him.
Yeah.
Let's see it go, because SofM played this in game 1, and it'd be good to see maybe a reverse matchup here for the side of EDG.
Finally gets it for himself. We have 27 seconds to think about what Scout wants to pick up here, but for me, already taking a look at the first two.
Oh, early Renekton. I mean, the Irelia is there, so you want to take that matchup for sure.
Yeah, follow it wherever it goes. And you don't have to concern yourself too much with the 2v2 when Renekton is just sitting there. So, Abscond, Abduck, alongside with just that W from Renekton, and you already have yourself a pretty easy kill.
I love the fact that this is transitioning over to mid-Renekton, that is, over to regions like the LEC. We saw Caps pick this up into the Irelia matchup and absolutely spanked it. So, could be towards the top side this game as the... Yeah, that's an early Talia that's locked in. So
that's really interesting.
We don't know where that's going just yet.
Yeah, really early. I mean, they give themselves a chance to start banning away some bad matchups, but I want to say that it's a good flex between jungle and mid.
Okay.
But for me, the reality is I do not expect it to be in the hands of SofM. I expect it to just be a Plex pick. And I suppose they want to hold on to as many counter picks as possible. So we're already seeing we're out of champion select, and I don't got to hear anything from my producer to believe that we're having problems.
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to restart that one and go again. I like how you said it's a Plex pick, Raz.
Oh, something's in the back.
Yep.
Cover it up. We don't want to see the computers messing.
It's fixed. It's all right. We're good now.
Skynet, is that you?
And seeing the Talia that early, Raz. Take me somewhere.
I was trying my hardest to sell the Talia. I really believe that's not the right pick.
Okay. I mean, that if that is a coincidence for the champ select to just stop then and there after a Talia was picked in the first rotation.
I was just shocked. Like, for me, just talking about it at the time was, if that was a Talia pick, and very well could be, so I'm just going to assume until we're told otherwise, that, yeah, right, Talia is literally just going to be a mid lane, and they don't know what the matchup is going to be other than, a bad Renekton one at best, right? Yep. So gives a lot of power over to EDG to have two winning lanes. And I'm not too sure that's what they're looking for. So definitely look for another jungler / mid.
What else was up and available? Still things like the Kiana Mordecai, of course. Who keeps selling those things? Those little jiggly dolls that the arms and legs move.
The last one had a Superman diaper.
Yeah, and the last one I think was Yagao or Zoom.
It was Yagao.
I think it was Yagao.
It was Yagao.
And it's just unsettling, isn't it? They make them look like little babies.
It's literally what we need.
It's not what we need.
It's what we need
what
to
we
have.
deserve.
We definitely need to distribute that to the LCS as well.
Yeah.
Having those just in the audience crowd, you'll always have a good crowd shot.
Were they there around last year, or is this like a new thing?
It's a new thing.
Okay. Because I don't remember seeing it in spring, so it must be new.
I've definitely seen a few crowd members have something similar to that, because it's not a revolutionary idea.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something that has started to be mass produced.
Yeah. It's probably just someone behind stage like, yeah, this is going to be popular. This is going to be big. We've seen some pretty wacky signs as well. Actually, so far, my favorite sign, Raz, and I know you'll agree with this, was from our previous series, with 3 + 6 = 9. You spotted it out. That's good.
That's a good one.
You learn something. There's maths involved, which, is always... you need to make maths fun. And it's correct.
So for me, the only reason why I enjoyed that was because I just didn't think about it myself. And I felt shame immediately afterwards.
Yeah, you're making me feel shamed about not knowing a quote-unquote rhyme.
No, you should feel shame.
No, I should not. That does not rhyme.
Don't even bring that up again, because you're going to get screwed. It's just going to happen.
You know, the worst part is, like, I'm always willing to be wrong. I think being proven wrong is fine. But my brain is just like, you know what, Hysterics, this time you can challenge it. You can go for it. And then the other side of the brain's like, you know what, you might be wrong with this one. I'm not too sure. And I think I'm just having a moment.
Yeah, you are.
But no, but I'm not sure. So, school of thought here is that during this remake of Champ Select, is that I'm ready to go to Game 3. But that depends on LNG. I'm ready to. Doesn't mean it's going to. But I can see that. I mean, LNG were really just hitting back hard against EDG. I like the struggle for vision that they were able to push EDG under in the mid game, where, you know, really smart ward placement around Baron, for me, felt. It felt like LNG were not willing to go down that easily, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, I think LNG, we saw the risks that they were willing to take for, you know, the level 1 buff, for, you know, multiple times that they're trying to attempt to get some vision across for Baron. And I think they recognized that they couldn't really do anything on side lanes, and they couldn't accomplish much through shoving through mid lane. And Kalista had a lot to do with that. Kalista not only had great control in an individual matchup, and it's not a Talia, thank you.
And that's a Braum.
Yeah, I mean, the Braum's there.
Yeah.
That was there initially, but that's
it was a while since we got here, so yeah.
Oh, that's true. They want to deny the Glacial, so great ban on the Ashe.
Nice. Well, that's the triple gone, but more importantly, when we said iBoy, you know, wouldn't be playing this, and I guess this time you're 100% right, Raz. You're a fortune teller. So Ashe getting taken away, and in the end, the Sejuani for SofM. And remember that the Sylas, you know, usually picked into this because the ult is just such a good negation. SofM's willing to take that matchup. As Kiana, god damn it, gets
why? Oh yeah, I'm sad. Pretty upset.
Sorry, Raz, what were you gonna say? Before I upset.
No, I was just saying why? Because, you know, I thought, I was like, why are they hovering Kiana's champion at all? But I realized that that's because it got banned. So
100% win rate.
Kuro, you're
100%
you're 100% a winner.
Yeah,
Kuro. But yeah, the composition LNG has is great for double AD carry, double bruiser. I mean, it works really well to have just Braum and Sejuani as a front line. I'm expecting something like, you know, an Ezreal or a Kai'Sa perhaps.
Okay.
I think just those two are just fantastic to work around with Braum and Sejuani. I want to see what EDG can do, because front to back, they're going to be suffering a bit.
Yeah, they really are. Well, Jay's taken away his last ban here out of the second phase, and now that we're back into the swing of things, let's see what we get. AD carry and a flex potential between mid and top remaining. Asura takes away the Kai'Sa. That means iBoy, what do you go towards? Pushing lane with the Sivir. That's always an option.
Should. I think he should. We should definitely get a Sivir comp here.
Do you take the Caitlyn with Tahm Kench? That feels a bit off, but something with the carry potential. Hang on a minute.
This is just for the matchup, but I expect it to be... I mean, Ezreal Tahm Kench still has a great amount of poke within the lane, so I'd expect it to be a fair one.
Yep.
This is a good matchup to have. So, great amount of range, decent matchup, a lot that EDG can work with in both the bottom lane and the top lane. With Azir being hovered, you expect that to be a Renekton up top.
Okay. It'll confirm it as soon as it's locked in. A lot of poke already here, but good transitions between mid and late game. Just built up there for EDG immediately. So Jinoo's going to have his way top. Scout setting himself up mid.
Oh,
what is he going
lock
into?
Lock it in. I want to see it. Give this one a second chance. The first time round, we had some unlucky moments.
Yeah.
But this time around will be better, Plex.
And you know what? You got a Sejuani. You know how quickly that permafrost starts. You know how big that mid 2v2 will be?
No! This is still pretty hype. I'm still okay with it. I'll still take it. It's not a Yasuo, but it's still something.
Where does it go, though?
I mean, the Camille, I think, should go top lane.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, regardless, to be fair to you, they both lose to the Renekton matchup.
Yep.
Renekton finds it difficult. Though I think early on, the Camille passive will do a lot of work in the early trades versus Renekton.
True.
But as the lane goes on, Renekton should be able to handle both of those. I think Flandre will take the Camille into the matchup. He's a little bit easier with the sweep.
Okay.
Sweep on W should be easier to deal with trade. So
when we've seen this matchup before, it's come down to the hookshot, walkshot that's actually made the matchup. Gets interrupted halfway. The Renekton wins out whole-handedly. The Camille has no escapes, and Summoner or Death is the end trade.
And the reality is never going to be a 1v1, especially with the Sejuani pick.
True.
He is going to be up mid and top lane, so you got to be able to fight back on that one.
We got an opportunity to see the same. I mean, remember, the Sylas is there now for SofM. Excuse me, other way around. Now for Jiejie. So he's running into the Sejuani. And we've seen big trades out of the Sylas, but let's see what it can do in the hands of Jiejie, who is just such a good early game jungler.
Yeah, and I wonder where he's going to be working towards, because the lanes are looking pretty good, but they're kind of slow pushing matchups, and I would love for him to play towards bot side of the map.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting. I think for the most part, he's going to prioritize his own farm, get to level 6, look for good 2v2, try and steal up, let's say a Sejuani ultimate as you would expect.
Yeah.
And get the fights going for his team, because EDG, with a great game one, wants to be able to replicate that.
So much lockdown on that bottom side as well. Think about the Tahm, Kench, the Ezreal. All he needs to do is hit the 3, and Scott and Abduct will do the rest. So for EDG, changing things up here in game number 2, but already I'm excited because it looks more explosive from LNG. The ability to snowball is there, and coming into game 2, let's see if the distance is made by LNG in their home arena to take us to a 3rd game and continue on what is the run to playoffs for both these teams in our match of the week. I have to find out from Clement, or anyone, if anyone from production wants to help me, that'd be great, what the actual chant is over in LNG's home stadium. Because like I said in game number 1, it's very, very different. But Raz taking us to the game. This time, there's no early first blood, there's no early invade. Standard fan outs. Sometimes it is refreshing to see.
Ooh, so we have seen this in the LCS. Broken Blade picked up the Azir for the top lane.
Oh.
Great amount of poke in lane. A lot of the times you put yourself in that one just to be able to take control of matchup. So, and also is this incredibly safe. You already saw how it operates within the mid lane. It's nice to be able to see that Renekton gets the matchup going up against Irelia in mid, and Azir has a pretty safe lane for himself. Even if the wall shot comes in from the E from Camille, that you're going to be completely fine with your own combo to get out of there scot-free. So. Yep. It's going to be a lot of challenge for SofM to get a gank up top lane.
It's going to be difficult for Flandre to get some of these trades. Opted in for the Kleptomancy in that top lane, so it's not Grasp of the Undying, it's not Sustain. All Scout needs to do is constantly get that Electrocute proc and leave for the trade, and he should be just fine.
That's the issue, right? Going Klepto when we both looked at this and said that you're not getting a good lane.
Yeah. Is
really weird. Not a fan of it whatsoever, I think. Going Klepto in a bad matchup, especially a bad ranged matchup, not good.
He's already at half health. I mean, look at Flandre's health bar. Top right, ladies and gentlemen, take a gaze. Hits level 2, but he's at half health already, and so Scout feeling good. Must have gotten a couple of Electrocute procs off already, but having a look across different runes and nothing really that unusual, apart from the unsealed spellbook Braum, which we've been seeing more and more with our tank supports.
Great. Now we have 4 teleports possible amongst both teams.
Oh, good to dodge out by Jinoo there as SofM just walked past the lane. But
I had enough of having 6 teleports in the game. Now I got to deal with 8.
Yeah, it feels like. When was teleport so OP that everyone ran it?
It got nerfed.
It's still good. Now it's down to 200 seconds.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at this.
SofM's just actually returned. Jinoo does it again.
You know what's the best nerf possible?
What?
No teleport.
Yeah, that's true.
No, that's when NA can win worlds. Actually, you can't do that. You can't do it.
No,
can't do it.
Not
everyone's
anytime.
gonna be A ramming.
All right. Do you think Jinoo can do the dive though?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay. He's level 3. Now going to be spotted out. Flandre needs to make a decision. Electrocute's going to come through again eventually.
Oh, no.
The dive's going to be through. Jiejie's here as well. Hook shot into wall shot. Jinoo spins to win for first blood, and EDG are all over them.
This is how tough it is. Flandre, you can't do too much with that Azir. Really just breathing down your neck.
That's what happens when, teleport going to be channeled for Flandre to get back into lane. When the Azir gets the lane, has the poke, and Scout picks himself up assist, but he has teleport as well.
And he has the Electrocute to be able to take any challenge. So if Camille wants to fully commit, got an Electrocute trade to follow up on you.
Yep.
Speaking of trades, a nice trade back on towards iBoy.
Yeah, Asura takes one himself though, so it's a little bit back and forth. Look at the pocket of gold that iBoy just got. 80, thank you kindly. So we're going to have a little bit more focus on the bottom lane. Soon we will. I think Asura almost dies, but Flandre, speaking of death, this was rough.
Yeah, I don't know what I missed on this one for us to see the replay, because that was just easy. Even getting the press the attack proc as a send-off.
Yeah.
Take that 45 DPS.
Get the logo, remember it, see what it looks like. You can see the lane swap almost came through again. It was Scout and Jinoo who were pinging out when the Camille started walking down, but Flandre stayed towards the top side, Scout returned, and Jinoo's still here against the Irelia in the better one.
Yeah, the team that has the wave clear, that has the initial shove, will always have control of the lane priority, right?
Yep.
If you have both lanes shoving out, there's no way that Flandre or Plex will be able to choose their lanes. And if they do, they're losing a lot of waves. That's the issue. We got to see, I think it was LGD go up against FPX, and they had that exact same situation. Yeah. They had waves pushed in on them. They tried to change waves anyways, lost a lot of waves, and SofM saying, get the hell out of here.
And FPX made it look so easy over them as well. So EDG, see if it gets to that point, as now they're looking towards the top side. Flandre, don't check it, sir. You're going to die. The flash into hookshot, but can he get the wall shot? He flashes himself. It's gone abducted. Flandre gets the shield underneath turret. Safety there. A lot burned while.
How much are we committing?
SofM wants to come in. Scout still focused from the side. Another teleport coming in. It's League of Teleports with the two-man. Flawless duet. Jiejie dies. And LNG getting some redemption here. And Jinoo's going to get stunned up. He can't spin for the health. iBoy comes through. They flash on top of him as well. They want him, but he's over the wall to safety. And LNG, that field must feel so good for them, as iBoy is still the one caught out. Over the wall, flawless duet will be saved by the Devour from Meiko. He gets spat back out, but LNG still have big health bars. The heal to come through. Meiko then turns it, but on the Plex, no! LNG have walked too far forward because Scout was just waiting. He's going to find 1, 2, 3. SofM is away, but LNG had it so good until EDG caught them.
They may have bit way more off than they could shoot.
That's it.
That was a little bit tough for LNG, but they still came off pretty damn good. I mean, take a look at how much gold Asura was able to get off the bot side alone. So at least they have that going for them, but you gotta have to wonder how long this replay is going to be.
Yeah.
Because that was a long fight. I asked the question about how much are they going to commit for this. LNG was hungry for this fight. They were getting heavily punished within the lanes. They had a Sejuani and a Braum roaming up. So if we're just talking about any skirmishes that are taken, should be in the favor of LNG. They recognize that, and that's why they were willing to take the long chase. So they got one, easy. Flashed over to get the other one. And even when he flashed over the wall, I was like, all right, maybe we can continue on with this. And that's where the concern went in. Because you start playing that rodeo music.
Yeah, we're speeding it up a bit for good reason.
And you're like, how far can we go? LNG truly believed that they could chase these guys all the way back to their own base.
Scout just from over the walls, like, you know what?
Take a look at the mini-map. The people who had initially died had come back, and they would have been able to join if that fight had gone on a little bit longer.
That was like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
What time? It's 7:30.
Yeah.
It's bedtime. Honestly, at this point, LNG may recover some back, but the start of that replay, I said, well, EDG still got, I guess, what they wanted in the end.
Look, it did LNG a lot of good because they were in a bad situation to begin with. The only problem is the situation hasn't changed.
And we're back. It's returned.
We're right back where we started.
Yeah.
Step 1 wasn't a good step.
We skipped it and we came back to step 1. Forgot how it works. It's like buying furniture from IKEA. You read the same instruction 10 times.
Oh my god.
You have no clue how it works anyway.
The success rate of nailing things in upside down is pretty high for me.
Yep. You're still talking about IKEA, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to like completely redo it.
Yep.
And then realize, and it's like, all right, well, if only the, you know, the sheet had told me what exactly, you know, I could have actually nailed this one. I've been happier.
Do you have, is there IKEA over here?
Yeah, there is.
Is there?
Yeah. When I first came to China, I actually went to an IKEA shop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where I got the big shark. I don't know if you've seen the big shark plush, but I had it from IKEA.
No, I'm scared to come over to your house.
Yeah,
all you want to do is, you know,
a big old shark.
Play Street Fighter.
Well, you were the one that keeps saying, I want to learn Street Fighter,
yeah,
and
but
you don't want to play.
I'm scared. You seem like you're really good at it. It's rough. It's a fight as well for LNG here. So look at the Irelia.
Let me look.
You're looking?
Yep.
How do you feel?
Don't feel good.
Okay. I feel okay. Because 2 kills in a lane that we've seen across the world be dominated. I think that's okay. You got teammate, you got the shove. Irelia can start moving around towards the bottom side of the map and maybe start influencing the bottom itself a little bit more. Plex is in a better position than a Renekton would ever let an Irelia get in.
Take a look. He's just sitting there because he's forcing Renekton to, you know, make the roam, at least to challenge his position. So you're right. The wave clear is there, and he's certainly utilizing it well. So who should be first at the wave? You'd expect it to be Irelia now because Renekton is constantly thinking, where the hell is this guy?
Yeah. The only person to be spotted out is the jungler, is iBoy. That's an arcane shift used in. Very dangerous at this point in the game, but SofM, like I said, spotted out in the ward, can't roam down just yet. And Scout and Jinoo. Scout was actually moving to the mid lane, so still very flexible here for the top and mid. Flandre is going to get bullied out constantly still. 20 CS lead, building in that top lane. Not quite there yet. SofM has started the dragon.
Scout does need a base here. No mana to his name, and always concerned about the all-in that Flandre has, especially with teleport up. But take a look at
Like
this. Oh
that.
no, help.
No unbreakable up. iBoy starting to shoot some Qs. Oh, a mystic shot for Asura. That's a flash. Dragon, but no bottom lane pressure. That's what happens.
There was a lot of confusion there from LNG's bottom lane because they knew they had jungle pressure in the area. So they technically, if the fight ended up happening, would have been in their favor. But man, they would have taken a long time. And Asura found out late.
Yeah, he even gets poked out as he comes here. Thank God for the Sejuani passive. But there's going to be some turret plating given over to iBoy and Meiko.
We said that both of these players were great Ezreal players. The setup was not there for Asura last game.
Yep.
But certainly this time around, iBoy is thriving, is having a great time.
God, he's not the only one though, is he?
Yeah, he's not.
Flandre bullied up against the wall, now 25 CSs. Wait for the electrocute to come through. Flandre CS or death. What do you want?
Look, I'm just going to tell you this. The end game screen, when you can check out how much gold this Klepto has been giving you, flatly is going to say
50.
0.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50 works.
Okay.
Anytime, like, he's just not making gold. Oh, let's see if we get something here.
Right on there, SofM waiting for Meiko. Look at this. Frog! Run! He spots him out the Emperor's Divide.
Interesting.
I guess he thought Flandre was going to jump on him.
Yeah, he was, as we all are, very confused. The motive, what was it? Do they want to hurt me, or are they afraid to be hurt?
It's like Jiejie flashing over the wall last game, you know?
Yeah.
Just wants to show it in their face. Why not? Why not for a Rift Herald? Oh, the smite!
What?
The steal, 84 health. Kick yourself, Jiejie and Meiko.
Wow.
That's rough.
God bless SofM with that one.
Yeah.
He had limited vision. He must have seen the HP on that one, or at least had a good idea of where it was going to be. Fully commit with the teleport that Flandre had as well, so just in case it turns messy, he at least has backup.
Which lane does he want to improve the quality of life in?
Oh, good question. I'd say bottom lane.
Yeah.
If there's any lane, it's going to be bot.
Take Duan with you. He's on the roam. Plex is moving as well. SofM is going to have control with Scuttle Crab, so everything piling up as iBoy will not be able to defend this alone, so who's coming with him, or is the Renekton going to stay in mid?
I don't think quest goal has been completed by Duan. Gonna have to take a look at that, but it's unfortunate to be able to be put in that position.
I don't think it's free at the moment. Meiko now might be caught out, though. The concussive blows land in the end, down to half health, but will heal that back up. As 2v3, they're even willing to push back.
Yeah, get out of here.
That's a nice spawn tier Ezreal. Doesn't even need the Manamune right now.
Sej is relentless. She wants this in their favorite bot lane. Oh my god, they're already in the bush.
Teleported. iBoy level 8. The dodge away. No, Meiko! I guess he saves him in the end. Sure, I take it all back because he's going to be locked down. Permafrost and the Tomb ready to be procced again. But LNG teleport down. Jinoo comes down as well. Now we're in a 4 versus 4.
Oh my god. The full committal, but overall, I mean, I like the play from Meiko. Just wanted to be able to be in a position to protect his AD carry. They both get out of jail free on that one if he's the one who's able to save himself. So good catch, but take a look at this.
Yep.
For the 13 minutes that we've been having, that turret plating just doesn't exist anymore.
The Azir top is having such a good time. That's almost 40 CS. That is a Nash's Tooth picked up before the Trinity Force gets completed. And you know, second item's well on its way.
And he's been completely protected just based off of, you know, jungle pressure, the Renekton as well, constantly looked in roam. And speaking of roams, here we go.
Right, it tags him.
Help!
That was half his health as well. Give him a break. I mean, Jinoo's coming up. He has Spear of Shojin.
Look, they're not hiding anything. The Renekton saw, like, literally him and the Sejuani saw each other, and he says, yeah, I'm still going top lane.
Yep.
The Ezreal ulti smashes Flandre's HP bar. And you're like, all right, well, they're definitely looking to dive me. So there we go. Full turret plating and tower gold goes over to Scout in the top lane.
450 gold. Let's go next item. What are we looking at here? The Azir picks up Sork Shoes, Blasting Wand. I mean, that in itself was about 1,600 gold that was just utilized there, as Meiko might be caught out again. I said that last time as Jiejie steals away the Glacial Prison, the Vanguard's Edge onto the Tahm. Kench is getting burst down, but slow enough as the Tomb is used onto Plex. Jinoo comes in. Here we go into the first item. Jinoo is spinning and winning, and again, Duan gets locked on down. We see him die immediately as Jinoo sliced and dies too many times. for 2 kills to EDG.
Meiko bought enough time, allowed the teleport to be able to be paid off just like that. This has been real tough here for LNG to find any play.
Yeah. Early game of EDG in both games has been disruptive, but Jiejie, speaking of disruptive, the Tahm Kench not going to be there in time as SofM, the true shot barrage goes right through him. Over the wall goes iBoy, takes him down, but look, iBoy now versus Flandre. Remember, Flandre is de-accelerated here while iBoy had a strong lane, so Manamune not there, but the damage still is, and Flandre walks his way out, but Scout was ready to Shurima him to death.
That EDG doubling down with Tahm Kench ultimate is something of dreams right there. We saw that in the last series, just always blocking a possibility of getting a pick. Take a look at this one. This is the one that we saw, of course. Take a look at how much time Meiko bought for his own team. The teleport comes through, and that's when you start thinking, if you're LNG, oh no, we got to get out of here. Now we're outnumbered with how much time we spent trying to take down the cat frog. That was not going to happen.
Spirit Shoujin paying dividends there for Jinoo. One to pick up the kills, 2 on the Renekton now. I'm just looking across the board and thinking, okay, where's that window, LNG? What am I looking at again? Flandre's Camille? Maybe. I'm now looking at Plex. So once again, on the back of Plex here for LNG.
No. This is actually going to be hard. You can't look for this dive.
Glacial Prison doesn't hit as well. The Emperor's Divide blocks him off. Flandre jumps on him to flash away, and he's out. He just slides past 3 members.
Yep, I mean, it's hard finding a dive on towards an Azir.
God, you're right.
And his ultimate wasn't even used as a bounce back. It was just a wall in general, just extra terrain just in case.
And surviving that for Scout means that EDG can just punish the rest of the lanes. Mid lane being the priority here. And gold now towards 4,000. At 16 minutes of the game, this is an EDG that we were really hopeful to see in summer, and I think we're seeing the cleanest part.
Yeah, it's looking good right now. I mean, honestly, EDG at Spring Split, the conversation was that they were the second best team of that split.
Yep.
At the end of of week 10, they were going toe-to-toe with Invictus Gaming. They were having some of the best performances in their lives. Ray was, you know, all LPL top laner alongside Jinoo, so like both of them were actually, you know, doing incredibly well for themselves.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if Jinoo himself was an all-LPL top. I don't think he was.
I don't think because of V5 standings, I don't think we actually included him in the conversation.
Yeah, he wasn't even. He was in the conversation amongst the casters, but not, of course, the people who were on that list.
Right.
Ray had a great performance, and the team going into playoffs had a lot of hype behind him. The reason why the Dominus upset was an upset wasn't simply because it was like the iconic name of EDG falling early. It was because EDG were looking absolutely good coming into the playoffs. Like, it didn't even feel like there was a possibility of losing in the first round to them, but they did. It was a huge shock to us, and so now they start back at step 1, that the step no one likes. And they're looking good once again.
Even new top laner Jinoo, Jiejie coming into the roster, excited about the prospects once again. EDG sitting at 3K in this game, and looking at the Ezreal build, getting there, but LNG looking for something in the top lane as no one's falling into that trap. Jinoo playing very safely towards the river, waiting for the Irelia to show her face. Now that that's happened, he can move back into lane, and they don't need to take any overt risks in this second game. Yeah,
I mean, right now, EDG are looking like some of the smartest flies on that wall. They look at that bowl of vinegar and say, I'm not touching that. They look at that one just blazing fire and say, that may look good, but I'm keeping away. Okay. I'm keeping my distance. Jinoo's doing the same thing. I was like, I don't like that fire.
He's stepping back.
I've seen a lot of dead friends around that fire.
Yep.
Correlation is looking like there's, you know, some causation
there's another fire on the bottom side, though. This one LNG might have to fly into because EDG say there are 3 people top. We know. They get 2 turrets for pretty much free here. A small trade by LNG, but EDG in a matter of 2 minutes now up 4,000. That mark has been hit.
Yeah, now the blue side jungle on the eastern quadrant is certainly going to be theirs.
Yep.
You're at a point right now where the dragon is going to be given away. Now, you can give it away since it's going to be a double cloud dragon for either or. But if I look at, once again, EDG's team, that team should work well with movement speed. It's not a bad dragon by any means. So it's going to be hard for LNG to really, once again, now they're back at this position, to fight back. I think they at least give themselves a good late game prospect. 2 great side laners. If Baron is ever a possibility, and you're going to have Kai'Sa farming up towards what is her Mirror Mana proc, if she gets out of this one alive.
It seems like this game, the window is a lot wider for LNG in terms of a comeback. At this point, Meiko might be that, but LNG not picking up on the Tahm Kench. They don't want to be near him. They're still waiting for someone like iBoy, maybe Jinoo. But Jinoo's in the side lane right now. And for EDG, they're starting to overt into Flandre.
Ooh, close.
Yeah, very close. 19 HP was the mark.
Yeah, they had eyes on that one, so we're in a position where EDG is not willing to make a risk until Renekton finds himself at the turret. Looking at this mid lane turret, not much right now. If SofM can get a pick.
Sun turret set up to fall back on here for EDG as they're just working away. Something needs to be done now for LNG if they want to, but teleport going to be coming in. Duan locks down with the Glacial Fissure. They go in for the ult. They return it wisely against SofM and Duan, and they're so low that Flandre now can't engage.
Yeah, I didn't even think he had much of a possibility to engage anyways. The Braum ultimate that Jiejie had nabbed, and on top of that, the Azir turret right behind them. Very limited opportunities from LNG to ever find that successful flank.
Caliber of iBoy's Ezreal. Level 11 now. Just poking away, even towards SofM. He chunks him out heavy. Turret will eventually go down, and Baron opportunities start talking about in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, he has his Mirror Mana fully stacked. iBoy right now is stacked in all weight cases. Actually, Asura has it himself too.
Yep.
So both AD carries are pretty lit. Pretty happy about that. I think LNG, if we're just talking about Kai'Sa being able to have a great amount of comeback through her kit, like especially once she finishes off Nashor's Tooth. She does an absorbent amount of damage that Jinoo has to really respect in these team fights.
And I'm just looking across the board to the MR that EDG had picked up, and at the moment, doesn't look like there's much apart from the Tahm Kench, the Magic Resist shoes. So that Nashor's Tooth going to get a lot of efficiency across to EDG's comp.
Yeah, I don't think they should be building Magic Resist. Really, it's only the Kai'Sa, and you look along the side of LNG, they made the risk of having a pretty heavy AD composition, so I'm pretty happy with the builds that we're currently seeing. In fact, I should see more armor, but guess who's caught out?
SofM, True Shot Barrage won't connect onto the Baron. Jiejie just setting himself up wisely. Will get chunked out pretty heavily after it as well as Plex walks through, and iBoy jumps into him as well. And that's the chunk I was talking about. He flashes just purely off of iBoy. He's ready to take any 1v1.
With how close they are to the Baron pit with that one, they can certainly turn on the objective. And I think LNG is recognizing that one too. Just keeping an eye on EDG if they end up moving back to the Baron buff itself.
They're going to get the second dragon instead. Double Cloud you were talking about. Jin's doing the side wave, and at this point, let's see what the next one is. Because
yeah, roll the dice.
You got an Azir and Ezreal this big. I think about the Sylas and Infernal. That's what I was going to say. That feels good.
Now this is the fire that all flags will go to.
Yep.
LNG certainly need to contest that with the way this game has been heading. I think they'll have a good opportunity with 4 minutes will certainly give you the Nashor's Tooth. 4 minutes will give you time to push up that top lane wave. They do need to fight off this though. The Baron buff is what the real worry is going to be.
We're so able to secure vision once again. There's everyone from EDG backed away. The back entailed Black Cleaver is the second item here for Jinoo. Protobelt was finished there by Jiejie a couple of moments ago. We already saw the Rylai's Crystal Scepter from Scouten. He's got a needlessly large rod heading towards the third. Not interested in split pushing here is the Azir. Now Jinoo grouped up as well. EDG as a 5 stack and now moving towards that Baron.
All right, let's see how this game gets played out because Baron's certainly going to be on the tables for EDG. You have Azir on your plate. Ezreal's already going to do a bit of damage.
Good dodge there from iBoy. It was pretty easy.
Yep.
SofM wanted something.
Just a Hail Mary.
Yep.
Right now, if LNG were not contracted to be in Chongqing, they'd be in Vegas. They need to be taking more risks.
Gambles there, but you know what? Gambling is a problem.
It's only a problem
if you lose.
Yes.
That is such a bad answer.
It is the only answer.
It's such a gamble. For LNG, when that gamble pays off, you know, we'll be talking 15 minutes time. Once again, I'm saying the same thing I said last game then. The opportunity widens the later we get in this game, but let's not forget the outplay is still there. Like Scout, iBoy, I'm looking at Jiejie, like late game Sylas is unkillable at some points and gets to the point where he has every single ult in the team fight. So you cannot deny that EDG still find their window into that late game if it goes that long. and can just as easily take it away. Depends on the Baron, though. So let's see who starts it off first, because a fight around Baron could just be all she wrote for LNG, but could also bring them back in.
And this is the discussion we've had last game, too. EDG having firm control of mid lane shove.
Yep.
Scout even goes back to base and gets himself a rabbit on his death cap, so he's ready for any fights. Stopwatch also being armed up by Jinoo, so they want to fight right now. They have consistent wave clear with Azir, so this is the same situation that LNG's been put in. They have to consistently respond to the mid lane shove, and it gives EDG the opportunity to clear these waves, clear the wards, that is, and then move towards the Baron buff.
I was literally just gawking at the Rabadon's death cap from Scouts. And that's what really amazed me at the end of the day. SofM doesn't want to be caught out here as well. That's the definite factor. Is the wave clear mid, you're right. There's full control there. Look at Flandre on the bottom side now. He does not have teleport. Flandre is about a minute out from teleport being up, maybe 30 seconds. So this is a window for EDG that they can play around.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, the whole journey that he's going to have to come up mid lane to be able to help out in a specific fight, yeah, that's always a concern, but the composition you have from LNG can certainly take a 4v4. Okay, let's see what we got here.
Tahm Kench nearby. Meiko denies anything here from Asura, who has the 3 items himself.
There is so little that they see that they're not willing to take that ultimate whatsoever. There are some teams that will still take that fight. SMLZ would take that ulti.
Well, let's teleport.
Here we go.
To the mid lane turret. Flandre jumps in. Meiko spits him back out. iBoy's not the one targeted. You target the top laner and Scout, who goes down. The Azir drops, but remember, Jinoo gets the resets as Jiejie now joining the fight, and LNG are dissipated. They're separated, and SofM has now been hung, drawn, and quartered himself. EDG get 2 for 1 after coming in scattered themselves.
LNG challenged them. They said, all right, we'll get this dive across. Let's see if you can at least react to it. And they did. Members were there for the defense, and so even though they got the kill on the Scout, I mean, that's a 2 for 1.
Teleport might dissuade the Baron, though, from EDG. It gets low. Meiko's going to be the zoning factor. No vision here as they will spot out onto Jinoo.
Oh, no.
Killer Instinct is available. Asura now hitting from the back line. They jump on in. The flash on in from Jinoo as well. Finds Flandre, and Asura just gets destroyed. But Plex getting reset city here. Jinoo goes golden mid-spin, and for LNG, the fight is there. But iBoy jumps on in. The flawless duet saves the day in the end. And Plex is the only reason iBoy was not able to 1v3.
Plex was godly in that fight. That was what LNG needed, because that was the most crucial part of the game. And now we might see the change in guards.
Death timers are so scattered here, and the 2 members with teleport, rather 3, are not up for at least 20 seconds. As they're going to find Scout. He's being caught out once again. The Emperor's Divide available. He flashes away, but gets himself out. Only just teleport going to re-come in here, and the Azir stops the Baron.
Yeah, that would have been a teleport from iBoy too, with his death timer coming in close. That stops LNG from picking up Baron. Let's take a look at how it all started off, because this was a good dive from LNG, but remember, they were essentially banking on the fact that EDG would not collapse on time. You also see the Sylas coming in from the back, but this is what's the most important part.
Control ward over the side. It's going down extra quick with 5 members. Redemption there as well. SofM looking for the steal. Emperor's Divide denies, and Scout himself picks up the Baron. Net win for EDG.
There we go. They communicated that one well. They knew the role that Azir had, and that SofM didn't have flash.
But now they're heading towards the Infernal. LNG towards the same path as the map lit up like a Christmas tree here on the observers. And LNG have to let this one go. There's no way SofM can get near it. An Infernal with the Baroned up team. In EDG, it's time to start knocking.
Yeah, we're definitely at a defensive curl. We're hoping that Asura can get to his Rabadon's death cap sooner rather than later.
Yep.
But at this point, it really does feel far too gone. Maybe they can get one fight. That's what I'm looking for. But iBoy, you saw in the last fight, even if it was a losing fight, he was still playing it out really well.
Yeah.
To kite back, a lot of those bruisers didn't have much of a chance, but once again, all hope on Plex. This is the second game in a row where we looked at Plex performing incredibly well to keep LNG in it.
With hope on him. 3-item Irelia. Jiejie up and available as well, so he can make some pretty wacky plays and get out of as a resort. Jiejie on Jinoo. And not one on the Camille on the top lane just yet, so revivability available for both teams, but looking at the 4-item Ezreal with the Mortal Reminder. You mentioned the Rabadon's not there just yet. Steric's Gauge for the top lane Camille. And those are our items, ladies and gentlemen. Probably going to be the last time you see them, as EDG relying on this mid lane push.
Ooh, they're moving with this wave, as you said, and they're really relying on Flandre getting cut out. We saw him on the bot lane wave. We'll see if we get a flank at all here for SofM. He's looking for it.
Flandre trying to kite through vision, but look, that ward there is going to be a pain.
I don't know if he sees him. I doubt. I think he's just outside of the rim of vision.
Side waves are pushing against him as well, so time to back here from EDG.
Uh-oh, we might find a good fight.
Oh, Jiejie sees him just in
God.
time, though. Thank God for the scanner.
That's tough to swallow.
Yeah.
We're so close to being able to get a pick off of Jiejie, but plays it well, goes into uncharted territories, and has his scanner at the same time.
So we're just back to normality for a little bit. Minute 13 of the Baron buff. And if LNG can keep their base up there, inhibitor turrets from EDG, then this Baron, this doesn't mean too much, and it means LNG still have a way to get into this game.
Yeah, remember we're a minute off on Baron buff going up, but another point. Oh, wait a minute. Scout?
Not yet. Walks into the mid lane. Wow, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
That's with Unbreakable up.
Scout.
He heads into Duan again. SofM's there. He wants the lockdown. He finds one. The Scout who gets devoured up. The Vanguard's edge as the Shreema shuffle sends him back. Scout eventually dies though, so over the wall, we need to look at the rest of EDG coming into the fight. Jinoo finding his way in, but a flawless duet from the ages as LNG, all 5 of them are low. Jinoo looking for the chase.
So close. Braum would have been slowed. iBoy was just a pixel off from being able to get the kill on Duan. They're just trying to get anything. But yeah, we were eyeing how Scout was that aggressive in finding those picks. Finally, LNG just double down and get the kill. So close to not even having an exit strategy.
The mid laners again,
oh,
right?
No!
Scout versus Plex and Flandre versus iBoy. Hook shot, wall shot to secure his escape route, but further to my point, if Scout dies, that 4-item Azir does nothing in the fight, and he can't fire away. Sure, there's other elements of EDG, but remember, big death timers too on the mid laner.
We're nearing full items here for iBoy.
Yep.
He is the most stacked person on the map right now. I mean, a lot of people are starting to gear into picking up their last items. He just needs to finish up that last component of QSS. That's how fed he is currently.
I'll be coming up with a couple more waves. Level 15 on the Ezreal. And moments ago, we saw the steal away from the Scuttle Crab. Baron's coming up in 2 minutes, so that's going to be pretty handy here for EDG.
Yeah, EDG can definitely just do what they were doing last time. Rely on wave clear mid and just move to either the Baron buff or the Infernal Dragon, get a double Infernal with the composition that they have. That's just insane to be able to work with.
Yep. Insane to see EDG still pushing forward in this game, but even better so. I wanted to see LGD fight back LNG. Too many Gs in the middle of L's. Yeah? No? Who knows?
You got a lot of games
on inhibitor turrets, yeah. SofM looking for the flank though. He's in a good position, but he's spotted out by a ward. Flandre flashes in on top of Scout once again, gets devoured. The target's still there, but they're under the sun turret. The Emperor's Divide sets up the fight though. Everyone's sent backwards while Flandre re-engages, but this time Scout survives. The Azir hits and spears, and this time it's Plex in the middle. Quadra kill for Scout. He's running forward. He won't get the Penta, but let me tell you that Scout's ult won them the game.
That's what he was setting himself up for. With how many bruisers have been flying at his head, he just wanted to be able to get them back with the Azir soldiers and just spear him in.
A match of the week that delivers. That's what I saw here from EDG. But in LNG's home arena, they 2-0 them, and they proved that they're heading towards playoffs as a good favorite.
See the face of Jiejie. Smiling. You gotta be. Why not? That was a great performance from EDG in this series because a lot of doubt was starting to reign through. Whenever EDG loses one series, that's when everybody's like, it's happening again. You know? Do we have faith in the organization once more?
Yeah.
Losing a Rogue Warriors definitely had a longer impact, especially towards Jiejie, because if you lose to the person you're replacing in Haro, well, you better be able to have that comeback, and I feel like this was that comeback performance that we wanted to see.
It was. Puts them up there in line with a team like LNG, and for the side of LNG, you know, having faith in them has always been a massive question in the past. What happens from here on? Sure, this could be excusable, but at the end of the day, a 2-0 from EDG.
I mean, the reality was in this split, we had a lot of kings, a lot of undefeated teams.
That's true.
We wanted to see them go up against real competition. LNG needed to be tested. They went up against BLG. That's when they first got their loss. And of course, the focus is on EDG for now. You can see them grouping, gathering up. You may be in Chongqing, but if you see those fans out there, they're looking straight at you, and they're EDG fans to the core.
Yeah, that's right. One of the most popular teams in the LPL, but for me, my performance award, Raz.
All right.
Not a thing I normally talk about because I just made it up, but
All right.
let's give it to Scout. Why not?
I agree with that.
You'd also give it to iBoy, though, I imagine, because he
I
had
think
one
Scout had
hell of a
great
game.
Yeah, I think both of them had a great performance. I'd still give it to Scout, too. But for me, going back to LNG. LNG as a team, they needed to be tested. They lost to BLG, that lost their, undefeated streak.
Yep.
They went up against Rogue Warriors, and to that point that we made earlier, they lost that one. We needed to see them play to their peak, play to what we kind of saw from them. Go up against one of the best teams, and EDG, right now, you would see as a top 6 team within the LPL, and LNG lost to that one in a 2-0 fashion, and what was also just heavily in EDG's favor. There was not a point in either of these games that you thought, oh yeah, LNG has a good chance here.
Yep.
So I think it's more of an indictment on LNG's performance right now. They were the hype train that a lot of people start rolling with. I remember 2018 spring. I was on that hype train too, and I learned.
There are a lot of you on that train.
I learned. It was me and Fish.
Yep.
I think that's all I had.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so continue.
There were a few. I think Pulse was in that train.
There you go.
But then once they started losing, we were put back into reality of where they were as a team. And I still think, of course, no matter what, they improved at this as a squad.
Yes.
But they're not a top 4 team. That the crown of an undefeated squad or a top 4 team is not in their grasp anymore. There were some legitimate people saying, what happened with LNG was at Rift Rivals. But, I mean,
there you go.
We didn't get to see too much of them, and that was the first time we really got a good
The transition is like, what happens if EDG were at Rift Rivals? Because an EDG like that,
I think that's a real question.
that's a fantastic
That's a real question. I think EDG will have to see as they move on, because they've been making all those Rift Rivals, and the fact that they ended up missing the last one, bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to see what they can do going forward with the last few weeks going into playoffs, because at this point, the only question that anybody has, if they make the playoffs, is to be able to come into those series clean.
Yeah, how far can they go, essentially, right?
Exactly.
Make their worlds run? Well, let's see.
Yeah, I mean, they made it to the finals. Remember, once upon a time ago, when they went up against EDG. The last time, against RNG, I mean.
That's the one.
That was the last time we saw them going up to that point. Till then, I mean, we're not going to, based off the strength in the LPL, very much doubt that EDG is going to be able to find themselves at the playoffs. It really just comes down to how much and how fast these teams can grow and adapt to the patches.
All right, let's come to back to LNG, though.
All right.
One player I want to talk about, the player I think was carrying them up to that point, Plex was and is a sensational mid laner who tried his damn hardest.
Yeah, he was one of those G's on the map. Yeah, they wanted to talk. No, but he's definitely a consistent force. I really do hope that LNG can keep hold on him for a long time.
Yep.
He is, I will say, future of that organization.
Yes.
I think he's a lot of talent. He's incredibly young, so there's a lot you can roll on with. But man, Plex is an insane person. As long as he learns the language,
yep.
As long as he understands the system and is with the team for a little bit longer. It's unfortunate that he only got that chance at the beginning of summer split. But I mean, you still have a lot of time on your hands.
That's right. You can develop the player, and I think communication issues have ceased in the first week. With Plex and SofM, we saw that small disjointedness. Now, I don't see it. I see more of the not communication, the execution side.
Yeah.
From LNG.
I mean, they're taking far riskier compositions. I think that game was more so on Flandre than anybody.
That's true.
Flandre went with Camille, okay. Then went with Klepto, and it's like, all right, well, I mean, you have a bad matchup in both times.
We're going to see how much gold that gave him.
We're not. We don't get that much detail, but I can already tell you, double digits. But that's the issue, right, that we were facing on that one. So I think a lot of the draft is going to be discussed, because you looked at the draft in Game 1, Game 2, they didn't have any ways to get significant wave clear. And also, they were always just a step slower.
Yeah.
The dive on bot lane, most teams would be in position to at least either have teleport or, at least jungler to be in the area preemptively. Wasn't the case in that one. And in this game, you just constantly saw moments in which Of course, the early vision control on the top side wasn't seen, and the lanes were already in a pretty doomed state. So
I like the fact that the Azir swapped to top. I mean, like, you know, as a team, I didn't think EDG would go, all right, cool. We can move Azir to the top side, even though it just seems so logical.
Yeah.
That, you know, Jinoo stays top.
Funny enough, it's always been a logical part of the game, but no one ever wants to put themselves in that position. Putting themselves in the long side for a matchup has never been a conversation until recently.
Yep.
Until we've been seeing, you know, across the world, G2 Fnatic, at times IG, like teams start to say, yeah, I just want the best matchup. Now you have an entire team called Victory 5 that just has Mole and Windy on constant, like, where am I going, right? They don't even call them mid laners anymore or top laners. Just call them the sneaky
solo
snakes.
lanes. Oh,
I like the sneaky snakes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The sneaky snakes.
Sneaky snakes. FBX do it as well. Remember, they've done it a couple of times in the game. So.
And so, like, that's what you love about the current meta is that it really is just about the matchups. Irelia right now feels like a bit of a trap if you don't have a good jungle matchup to at least keep you whole. Yeah,
it's been such a big priority, and it's like, well, Renekton's still on the board. LPL was the first region and the most played of the Renekton as well.
Yeah, so at least in the LPL, you pretty much have to bet on the Renekton being a flex.
But you know what I'm sad about today?
What are you sad about?
Saw one Mordekaiser. That was great.
Yeah.
Where's the Kiana?
Yeah.
Banned that last game.
That's true.
So, you know, I'd like to actually see the matchup.
Yeah, Kiana's not first pickable just because she does have a lot of bad matchups.
That's true.
There are a lot of bruisers in the top lane, naturally. And in the mid lane, you just have like a lot of wave clear being pushed into you. Azir, we saw it with Kuro going up against the Azir, but once again, you have to forego a lot of the shove in lane. You just have to accept it. There's not a lot of opportunities for you to just get on top of the Azir most of the time. So a lot of matchups are not going her way, but if you get the proper picks, 2v2s, and if you have that type of player, the mentality of like, I can be behind and it's not too much of a worry. And I'm talking about Knight. I think Knight, TOP can do that for themselves. Then those are the teams you have to really be afraid of. If you are a team that you don't want to deal with a Kiana, you might want to ban it with them.
Maybe we'll see it out of Scout in the near future, maybe against LNG in our next match of the week. However, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Scout, pick him up, pull him up, push him up. Man, look, 29%, it doesn't matter. If that game went on for another 5 minutes, I guarantee that goes to 35.
We just need a stat for how many people he started bumping up, right? The bump count. Let's call it that. I've seen a lot of weird stats from the Chinese side that just don't make too much sense, like the heal ratio or something. I just want the bump count.
The bump count.
That last one had a few bumps.
Of course, it was Scout up in this top lane against Flandre. They got things going, and everyone bullied his lane. Or bullied for his lane, I should say.
He just had a lot of gold, I think about. I don't remember how much gold, but just based off turret platings alone, he had the full turret gold off top lane. He also, as you're already seeing this team fight.
He was up 6k over his lane.
There we go. There we go. And of course, just based off this team fight, had a great eye on the fact that LNG were over chasing. And this was the bump count.
Yeah, this was it. Flandre, who's in? Plex, Duan. Boom.
Just one bump.
It was, oh man, I got so excited for it. Okay.
Just one, but that was the most crucial
I lied
bump.
to you.
That was one bump that counts as 2 bumps.
Okay, thank you.
And so, at the end of the day, there's a lot of bruises that are trying to fly at you. The Irelia and Camille that have a one-track mindset. And we saw him trying to attempt that in the last fight. In fact, in the dive in the bot side of the map, when he just threw out the Azir wall, just said it's not going to be a bump. May not count to the bump count, but you're going to have to traverse over the wall if you want to get over it.
It slipped away 1v3. It was like the scout show for the majority of that game, but also Jinoo came into effect. Like the Renekton on Jinoo, I say, always looks great. You know, one of the best Renekton players, I think, in the league, alongside Gimgoon, and I think I'm going to say the same names in Zoom.
Yep.
You know?
I would agree. We have a lot of great bruisers, and I feel like the LPL, our junglers are positioned well to be able to give a lot of pressure or at least resources to our top laners. I feel like that hasn't been a case, or at least it's a developing case for North America, and it was definitely a problem in the LPL about 2014. But you got to see a lot more resources being flown up topside. It wasn't an 80 carry league anymore.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing about the current meta and the current state of League of Legends in the LPL.
Yeah.
Is that you have all 3 lanes that are rolling, and you just got to be able to play well as a jungler and have good lanes as well that you can have faith in.
I think we're at a point as well where our top laners are rivaling our mid laners as well.
Yep.
Remember coming into 2019, we said, you know, like, we've got some of the best top laners in the world, and like we do. Yet to be proven.
Yep.
But we've also got, you know, our league, we've got some very strong top laners. I've condensed it to just the LPL, it's okay.
So, got, you know, Mr. Producer Man in my ears.
What do you say?
So at the end of the day, we gotta have to throw up the predictions now. We didn't get the time to throw up predictions for beginning of the series.
Oh, I did get it right. I just forgot. I forgot. I'm a genius. Oh my
You
God.
calm down. You quiet down. I did this for you, all right?
Did you? Thank you so much.
You relax, all right?
I just brought myself back to ground level by looking at Zoe and Yumi again. I thought that'll calm me down.
It's not going to
I
calm
knew it.
down.
I'm sorry, I knew it.
But you got it right. A lot of the people out there, fans of EDG, that also had doubts, real doubts. EDG came out strong.
I know you guys thought of it as well. I know you guys.
I will say, remember, you're still about 3 points away from me. Now
That's
2 points. 2 points now.
Only because of Vici.
Whose fault is that?
Vici.
Who the hell believes in Vici? No, but still, you're like, congratulations on getting that
Thank you
pick.
so much. That means a lot.
Now you're officially second place.
Yeah. Sorry, Niberia. And Clement's like behind by a
he's
lot.
never coming back. He's never coming back, dog. Goodbye. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We've got our standings up for you now as well. And EDG, I told you, they'd climb up, and here we are. Top 4, baby. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, 5-3 for that matter. I mean, 5-3, and the streak that they have. Okay, I can't say streak. That's literally just one.
They got the game difference over LNG now as well, and the head-to-head.
So it's nice. Looking back, we always talked about the new teams challenging the old guards. But the old guards are coming back. Yeah. RNG, EDG, or technically IG, but they've always been there. It's pretty fantastic to be able to see EDG and RNG coming back to that throne, but I'm worried for Senor JDG.
Yeah, things are starting. It's to the point now where they've taken enough losses where you're going, well, that's going to affect you coming in the next couple of weeks and getting towards playoffs.
Yeah, because Suning is looking great. IG, I look at all these teams right now. They're firmly in playoff positions, and I'm not really looking at anyone and saying, yeah, they'll lose games here. I think just objectively, Suning, BLG, LNG are stronger teams than the teams that are right now in 9 through 16. So
yeah,
we're going to have to see some real growth here coming in from those squads.
And on that point as well, just quickly, Dominus Esports, I wonder what's going to happen there, but we'll find out for another day. V5 Rogue Warriors, this will be coming up tomorrow for our crispy Monday.
And Rogue Warriors are on that streak, baby.
They are.
They got 2 wins, and this could be their 3rd. I said that this team was a playoff team. I didn't say they were playoff potential. I didn't hedge no bets. I said this team is going to the playoffs.
Yep.
But with the first, it wasn't easy. It wasn't good for them. The first few matches, they got mucked up quite a bit.
But now we're on track, right?
They're back on that road
Yeah.
since the strength of schedule has started to favor them. But of course, after that one, we'll see how they do going up against Victory 5. But Vici Gaming versus Invictus Gaming. Look.
Vici needs something.
Get the camera back on me, because I made a tweet out there. I said if there's ever a possibility for a team to go 1-7, they will go 1-7.
Yep.
Right now, Vici Gaming are 0-7.
Yeah, things could be worse.
Just based off of my stupid tweet, I'm saying anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
It looks
They
like
didn't want to get the camera on me.
didn't want to.
They just didn't want to look at my ugly mug. I'm okay with that. It's okay. You're going to have to come back to me at some point. You can't stick on this graphic for too long.
Oh, no, because we've got another one to come up. It's
Okay.
match of the week, right?
All right. Okay.
But let me tell you one thing. If EDG didn't get you pumped up for tonight, this sure will. Their ability to play up next to RNG, last time, this was insane.
This is going to be a treat no matter what. At least this time around. RNG has no more excuses.
Yeah.
They're powered up. They got Xiao Al at the top lane. I guess Long Xing. Got to call him by his real name. Right now, RNG are incredibly strong. Those two teams are right up neck to each other in the standings, too, for good reason.
Yeah. So this is going to be one that's going to break it wide open. Our match of weeks get better and better. I hope you enjoyed tonight.
That's my face.
A big thank you to Raz. A big thank you to our production crew here at the LPL. The LPL English will be back tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is bye for now, but not forever. Good luck, and good luck with the standings and predictions, which I'll be winning.